Hi, and welcome back to Rick's Room. Now, this is the podcast where we pretend for a moment that we're at a conference at the end of a busy day. We finally get to sit down and see someone we've been waiting to talk to all day. And I would wait all day to talk to the guest I have on with us today. You've seen her before. Now, she is the founder and CEO of Worthy Performance Group. But before that, she was president of mortgage over at Arbor Bank. She built quite a business over there for that Omaha bank. And now she's launched something new, this training company, and something new on top of that as well. Please join me in welcoming Laura Lasher to the show. Laura, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. It was fun.
Yeah, I always love having you on here. But now I noticed just today, I was going through Housing Wire, I noticed you're doing something brand new, something I haven't seen before. And I've been reporting on this industry for way long time. Talk to me about that. What are you doing?
Well, we're building relationships deeper with realtors and lenders and or other partners that they work with. Communication and customer service is never enough, ever. And it's the top piece with getting relationships, building clients, growing your business the right way. So we are setting up cohorts where we will train our teams that come in how you can do that and how you can create raving fans and how you can up-level your skills along with your best partners.
Now, help me understand what that means. What's a cohort?
Thanks, Rick. A cohort is like groups where we can bring people together in the same industries, not competing with each other, but be able to openly share ideas, best practices in a confidential atmosphere. And it's for everyone's growth. So you don't feel threatened by somebody else on the call that they might take poach on your referral source or that they might take your ideas. The whole thing is to improve ideas and help each other, especially if you're not competing. Why wouldn't you?
No, that makes perfect sense. So you're talking about groups of mortgage loan officers, or is this for real estate agents as well? Who can get involved in this?
So really any industry, but right now we're focusing on what we know. That would be realtors and lenders or builders, lenders. So a partnership that works in growth mode. So let's bring in a lender, a loan officer or a loan officer team. Who do they want to partner with, or who do they partner with now? And how can we help them build better communication, build better skills, and build long-term relationships?
All right. I like that. So will those teams, will they be in the class together? I'm sorry if I'm asking you dumb questions, but so
No,
you got
fine.
loan officers and their business referral partners in the same class or separately?
Yes.
In the same class?
Yes. That way they learn together and they understand what's at stake with the other person, and they learn their business a little more because it's so disconnected. Just the business is so crazy. No one wants to really know what the other one does until something goes wrong.
Yeah, but in our business, something's always going wrong, Laura. So you need that level of confidence in your partners. And if they go through this course, now, how long is the course? What's involved in it?
We've set this up for 90 days, weekly sessions, and then we'll escalate up to their manager on a bi-monthly or bi-weekly basis to management or leadership, or however they want us to do that piece of what we're doing, what's they're learning, and what the wins are. It has to work for everyone, Rick.
So you're talking about an ordeal here. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of time they'll be spending together learning. It seems reasonable to me to get that started before this year's spring home buying season. Is that what you're telling people, or what's the urgency in doing that sooner rather than later?
Yes, we're talking to people right now, and then trying to bring together like people that will get along and share. And that's our goal right now. Is the urgency is here. It's now. the marketplace rates may or may not move higher or lower. It's always going to be the case. And so there's a lot of emphasis on adding housing uh, with builders and or rentals coming on the market for sale, whatever it is. It's going to happen all throughout the year. And so you got to just get in there and start being ahead of the game versus being behind the game. There's things that are always going to be out there for coaching. This is elevating. This is performance based. This is accountability.
No, I can see that. I like that a lot. All right, let's take a step back, because I don't know if everyone who's watching this show knows that you are now a licensed real estate agent, and you have been for many years. You were a mortgage loan officer, of course, and then you headed the whole team at Arbor Bank. So over the course of your career, 40 years in this business, what are some of the mistakes that you keep seeing people make, not just loan officers, but their referral partners, over and over again?
Mhm. Well, a lot of it's communication, setting clear expectations. Everyone assumes the other person's doing their job. Assume. We've all heard that word before too, right?
Yep.
Everyone thinks they're doing their job. But when something goes wrong, the reputation risk is so great that it's just unaffordable for the business, especially if you're trying to grow a team. Or I had a realtor reach out to me yesterday. They are going into another state and they want to know, should they take their lending partner and use them over there? Should they get somebody local? So it's going to be some discovery of what's going to be best for their business.
Yeah, but kudos to them for thinking about that partnership before they just dive in and start, doing demand generation or signing up listings or who knows what.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. So I want to find out more about why you made the move to start Worthy. I get it that you've seen these mistakes over and over again, and you've worked your way through all this stuff, but Lori, you could have retired. You could have went to the lake cabin and just relaxed. So why do you feel it's important that you stay involved in helping companies get this right?
There's such a huge opportunity out there. I'm not that type of person that just kicks back and says, I'm done. I'm going to just go play golf and walk on the trails. That's just not me. There's so much knowledge that the people that have been in different parts of the industry have. And if they don't share it and don't mentor others, what happens? The industries are already really suffering with not having enough skilled people.
Yeah.
And there you see the articles in LinkedIn and Housing Wire about trying to get younger people in. How are we going to do it? That's a big piece, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about this business, is nobody can do it on their own. I mean, you just, you've got to build a team. I want to see if I can pull up your site and show people what you're building and where to find out more. And let's see if I can get to
perfect.
it here.
Yeah.
So this is your zero fallout program. And so tell me a little bit more about what you're trying to do here, and specifically who this should be for.
So it's just pretty much common sense when you start looking through this. Is I was very fortunate to train up good people with me over the years to help me build what I did. And I just want to, recycle that, right? Bring others into that. The amount of fallout that I had over 40 years in the business, at least in 20 some years in mortgage, is very minimal. And it starts from the get-go. Now, technology, we know, has improved dramatically, right?
Yep.
But you still have to know the information, make sure it's correct, garbage in, garbage out. And there's so many more things that can come up. There's so much more fraud. There's so much more underlying credit issues. And so you really have to just stay on top of it. The reason for doing this is the coaching and consulting industry is so massive. Nobody gets to the Super Bowl without coaches.
Yeah. What I like about as I understand what you've told me, what I like about this is that you're not just going in and trying to teach loan officers to do what we've been trying to teach them to do for, right, 30 years.
Right.
You're actually putting together cross-disciplinary teams and saying, look, you guys are going to end up working together down the road on something. So what's that process looks like? What do you do? What do you do? Where can we lose this deal, right, basically, and keeping that from happening?
Yeah, because it's their reputation. Each person that's involved, it's their reputation, from the title company, the insurance companies, the closers, the realtors, the appraisers, everybody, the realtors, the lenders, everybody's reputation is on the line. And I think mortgages had enough trashing over the years. So I think, haven't they? And realtors, I don't know that they're on the top of the scale.
We're pretty close. We're their favorite target, according to J.D. Power and Associates. Only the DMV ranks worse than we do, typically. So
it's just being aware of that. And so what does that one extra call really take to make sure that everybody's doing okay?
Yeah. And who's going to make that call? When are they going to make that call? What's the result of that call? Having those kind of playbooks, that kind of a process in place between partners could be really valuable, especially now. Fallout's been a problem forever. But now we're entering, and I saw what you wrote in Housing Wire today. You guys should check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But the situation as the business starts to come back, it's not going to raise all boats, according to your article. Talk to me about what's going to happen as the business comes back, especially for lenders who haven't taken the time to get their teams ready for it.
It's going to be crucial, because if they haven't been in touch with their borrowers and or their partners, they've probably already lost the business because others are at them. And the big lenders and the high tech lenders are chasing all these people already. The best thing you can do is keep that relationship, do your follow-ups, get a regiment. You don't have to have the stellar technology. You will have to have good technology, but you really have to zero in and create raving fans on every angle that you can. When you know you have a client that you worked with 40 years ago reach out to you, and I've had it, and when you ask them, why did you call me? Why'd you call me back? It's based on relationship. They trust you. They like you. They know you know the community, and you're going to help them because they know you realize this is your reputation. So that's where we really have to get to.
Absolutely. Well, Laura, I'm an old mortgage tech reporter, so I love technology regardless of the industry, but nothing beats a streamlined process run by a well-trained team. And that's what you're offering. You guys can find out more about this at worthyperformancegroup.com/0fallout. Get all the information there. Definitely, Laura, I'm going to want to have you back on to find out how this is going, what your team is learning with the groups that you're working with, and what you're going to have kind of a front row seat to what the industry might look like as it comes back. So it'll be interesting to hear from you what you're hearing from the lenders who are working with you, right?
Time is money too. They've really got to have the speed to get to that customer.
Yeah.
They need to prep those customers ahead. They need to be aware of what they're going to do. They need the baby boomers. The industry is changing. Those baby boomers in all those homes, there's stats out there all over. Those homes are going to cycle. And so you've really got to stay on top of it.
Absolutely. And the big servicers, the IMBs and the Zillows of the world, they already have those relationships, and they've been working them heavy and hard for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. So if you want a piece of that business, you really got to be ready. We've been visiting with Laura Lasher. She's the CEO and founder of Worthy Performance Group. Thank you guys for all being with us. And Laura, thank you. I got to get you back on the show again.
Thanks, Rick.